I'm Tim Melke with better picks in just a few clicks. So for this video, we're going to work with our lovely model, Abby, and we're going to do a couple different portraiture style lightings and see the difference between them. So let's start with Rembrandt. So for this lighting, we have our main light off to the side, about 3/4 from the camera, and it's up a couple feet above Abby's head. And shining down, you can see the light comes forward, and it actually creates a little triangular pattern on the face. And if I move the reflector out of the way, you can see there's now a nice defined triangle on the opposite side of the face. So the main light lights the one side of the face. The nose and the cheek has a little triangular pattern called the Rembrandt style of light. Abby, looking right here. There you go. 1, 2, and 3. And brings in just that light coming from the side. I'm also going to bring in a reflector to help cover some of the shadows a little bit. So it helps to make it not so dark on the dark side of the picture. And that we'll see the difference here is adding a lot less shadow on the other side. The next lighting setup we'll look at is the butterfly lighting setup. The idea comes from the butterfly, which has then a little bit of a pattern underneath the nose. You can see here in Abby, there's a little bit of shadow underneath the nose. That creates just a more glamorous look. Butterfly lighting is used a lot in makeup, commercial, portraiture that's kind of a more glamorous fashion style, but it can also make an interesting portrait that isn't maybe quite as glamorous. One thing you want to avoid though, if you can try it, is if you get too close to the light, have Abby looking right at the camera over here, you can see that the light actually starts to get too much where the shadow gets a little bit into the lips. The shadow drops down into the lips, which can be not necessarily as attractive or good of a portrait. So typically you want to have the light a little bit further back so that shadow falls underneath, of course, but it's not going to be necessarily falling into the lips. Also, the eye sockets will get what I call raccoon eyes. It says this dark pocket under the eyes. We want to at least see the eyes. We want to see the eyes of Abby and be able to highlight those as part of the portrait. Let's take a look, see what that looks like. For this setup, we're going to use the same butterfly lighting where the light's coming overhead of Abby. We can see a little bit of shadow underneath the nose. But a little variation to that is called clam lighting, where we actually bring in a reflector. Sometimes people use like a super silver special reflector that comes light all over. I've used aluminum foil on the cheap. On here, we're just going to use that $2 piece of take board, cheap. Bring it in, and Abby can hold it just like that. And it's going to really brighten up underneath the chin, give less shadow under the chin, less shadow under the eye sockets, maybe a bit of a little catch light on the eyes, and create some more portrait. Let's take a look. Here you go. Kind of lean in just a little bit, Abby. There you go. Excellent. 1, 2, and 3. And you can see the difference between the clam lighting, between the two shots, a little contrast, little differences on the neck and in the shadows because of the reflector.